Yo, 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 man, my dope people, what is good? Sending y'all so much positive energy. Hope all is well. Before we get into this video, this reading, let's take a deep breath to become present because it's a gift. You already know the vibes I be on. Welcome to the present time. So, today, I have a reading for y'all. I'm going to use my Egyptian Tarot deck, Angels of Abundance Oracle deck, my Runes Oracle deck. I definitely got an intuitive hit to use this deck specifically last night when I was asleep. And I'm going to turn to a random page in the Book of Answers, and it's going to be a quote that you're going to leave this video with. Now, before I get into this reading, right? Things are changing. We already know this. But I really want to speak on, I'm struggling with this word. I'm going to learn how to say it. It's called Heliacal or Heliacal, or I want to say it's called Heliacal though. And Heliacal is when the Sirius star is rising back above the horizon, and it rises above the horizon at the same time as the sun. Now, the thing is it's gone, it's below the surface for about 4 months. And it's funny because I was wondering one day, when I stargaze, Sirius is on that side of my house, right? And one day I just wasn't able to see it no more. I was wondering why. And over time, I thought about it. I thought about it. And I just eventually stopped thinking about it. And then out of nowhere, I came into, information. It was on a YouTube channel, and it was on in a book. Forgot what book it was, though. And it was in my notes, because I take a lot of notes about certain things. And it mentioned Heliacal, where the Sirius star, it disappears. Well, again, it goes below the horizon and it's not visible for about 4 months. And then it pops back up. And that is what's happening now. Right now, this is why, the 4th of July happens, or this is why a lot of countries are doing significant things, or they have done significant things around this time, in July and August. And it's definitely correlated with Sirius rising. And the earth is currently purging energies. This is why storms happen. I'm sure this is why hurricane season is at this time, because when Sirius is starting to pop back up above the horizon, Mother Earth is purging those energies, and those energies are purged, through different storms and things along those lines. So I just wanted to give y'all a little information on that. And the date of Heliacal varies depending on the the state, country you're in. From what I've seen so far, it could range from as early as July 18th, and I believe late August or mid August or something along those lines. I'm currently doing some research. The way I research is a little bit different. I do my own active researching, but a lot of times information just comes to me. I manifest this information, or I have already manifested the information. Because the thing about manifesting is, I don't even need to say manifesting anymore. I just say manifest it, because once I have that said thing that I want to manifest in my imagination, that's confirmation for me. It manifested already. I'm just aligning with coming into contact with that specific image. So it's not even a matter of actively doing something. It's just aligning yourself with said image. So that's where I'm at right now with it. And the way I research, a lot of things just come to me in regards to, different information, whether it be YouTube videos, whether it be videos from different sources, whether it be in books. I have a lot of different books. Right now, I'm reading, it's over there on my desk, but I am reading the Sirius Mystery. I can't think of the author right now, but that is a book that I'm reading, and it has a lot of information about that. in regards to ancient Egypt too, because Egypt is very closely tied to it, which makes sense because I want to say the king's chamber is pointed to Orion's belt. The queen's chamber is pointed to Sirius, which would, excuse me, which would really make sense because from what I've read so far, the Sirius star is a water planet, and I want to say I read something about it having 7 moons. So if it's a water planet, that would definitely point to it being a very significant piece planet to to our emotions, us as humans, and our emotions. In ancient Egypt, Kemet, they knew this information. This is why the Queen's Chamber was pointed at the Sirius star system. But again, I'm still doing a lot of research. I'm still cross referencing a lot of this information in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But with that being said, also Lionsgate portal is coming up, and it's a big portal, especially this year, because the Lionsgate portal is the August portal, the Leo portal, because the sign of Leo is ruled by the sun, which is in August. So yes, big portal, and that is on 8/8, August 8th, and it's a big one because 2024 is an 8 year. 888. I mentioned this before, and I'm gonna keep mentioning it because it is a big thing. So I would highly recommend journaling. I would highly recommend journaling, and making sure you're paying attention to what you're saying. Pay attention to the type of energy you're putting out. All right, put out good energy. And again, I say this all the time. They definitely want to take this star card for sure. I say this all the time. Spirituality isn't just love and light, peaches, strawberries, and blueberries and shit all the time. Like a good bit of it is really navigating dark energies and people, putting their bad intentional energy onto you, projecting onto you their doubts and insecurities and things along those lines. They want me to take this strength card too. All right. So with that being said, yes. Put out good energy. If someone's casting negative energy and all of that, you don't gotta take no shit from nobody. Don't get it twisted. As simple as that. You really don't. But I'm gonna get into y'all reading, so I'm not making this video too long. But I don't know. Maybe I'll do like long ass videos. I don't know. All right. So I'm gonna pull. Also, I'm doing this is going to be a 6-card spread. All right, 6-card spread with my ancient Egyptian. It's a very powerful deck. So the first card out is the star card, and I have to read from the guidebook for this one because these cards have completely different definitions. But the first card is your starting point. This is where you are currently at, or you're coming up out of this energy. All right, but ultimately, this is probably the energy you're already in. The star card is faith, hope, inspired grace, good and favorable omen, happy conclusion, good results, brilliant ideas, effective advice, uninterested help. So right now in this time, you could be coming out of some more turbulent energies, and you could need help, but a lot of people don't want to ask for help. But your energy is telling the universe that you need help. So regardless, you're going to get help in some way, shape, form, or fashion. I just heard, the name I just heard was Brittany, Jasmine, and Kayla. Those are the names that just popped up in my head. Second card out, which is the apparent goal you are going for, is the strength card, which is funny. That's synchronistic because, and this is the strength card, by the way. Why this is synchronistic is I just talked about the Lionsgate portal in August. What is on this card? A lion. All right. Also, strength. The number associated with the strength card is 8. So yes, very synchronistic. You already know. When you come here, you already know, man, I'm the truth with this shit. All right. Hit the like button too and hit the sub. But the strength card in this deck: courage, energy, intelligence, triumph over brute force, mastery of one's action, work activity, moral strength, defense of right causes, defeat of evil. Now, I did mention with the faith card that you could be in a very turbulent energy and people could be projecting different things to you. And you have already cultivated a good bit of divine strength up until this point, right? So now you're about to utilize some of that strength in gaining your manifestations. All right. Also, when you look at this card, she is very confident because she's holding the lion's mouth open, but she does respect the lion. All right. She does respect the lion. And I'm learning, I'm learning how to read ancient Egyptian glyphs. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know how to read all of this because I don't. But I do know this wave pattern. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right here, this wave pattern. The wave pattern in ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics, it's referencing electromagnetic force. And it's basically using electromagnetic force to manifest. So, yeah. And again, I mentioned manifesting in the beginning of this read, so that could be synchronistic also. The third card out is the Seven of Swords. Design, attempt, desire, hope, and faith. Synchronistic to the star card because the star card also represents faith and hope. Small talk fantasies, a plan which might fail, bore. Now, it's funny because Haru's on this card, which is horse. And it's about healing and also seeing the higher perspective of things, right? So what this tells me is you have to really control your thoughts and stay out of your head so you don't block your own manifestations. See things from the higher perspective. That's a key right there, all right? You have to see things from a higher perspective on why things don't work. You may not see it now, but ultimately you will. Next card out is the Ten of Swords. A lot of sword energy. Well, I ain't gonna say a lot, but 2 cards in a row, sword energy. All right. Ten of Swords, suffering, affliction, tears, sadness, desolation, and possibility of acting. And this also is tied to the, this is the 4th card, which is the fears the consultant needs to face. So the Ten of Swords in this context really is confirming to stay out of your head and just don't block your manifestations, because ultimately you'll do that if you are trying to force something to happen. Because if you force something to happen, it goes against the universal flow, and when you do that, things end up out of order. This is when you get like irritated, and this is when things just ultimately it feels like I'm gonna take this. All right. Ultimately, resistance feels like you're trying to do something, and everything on the planet is trying to block that from happening. That's what that feels like. But when you get in that energy, that's when you need to surrender to the day. Like, there's nothing you can do to make it happen. But again, you don't want to make it happen. The universe is communicating with you at that time, and it's telling you, hey, there's bigger plans. There's something at the macro level that you need to see. But in order to see it, you have to stop focusing on what you're trying to force to happen. All right. So don't force it. The 5th card out is the 6 of Pentacles. And if you go with the flow, hold on, let me go to the card. This is what you desire. This is the goal you desire. All right. 1 second. 6 of Pentacles. Where's it at? Okay. Rewards, presents, gratification, attention, caring, prosperity. This is what you subconsciously desire. You subconsciously desire to be rewarded for your hard work. But what is hard work, right? Hard work is not physical labor. Like, the hard work is always, when we talk about hard work, especially on this channel, we're talking about internal, right? We're talking about doing the inner work, healing your inner child, working on those emotional triggers. And those emotional triggers are when someone says something or something happens, you feel it in your gut. Doesn't make it true. it just makes it more resonant with you. You know what I'm saying? So when you heal that trigger, and what you're really doing is, I mean, like I said, healing it, but you're working on not reacting to that trigger. You're working on responding to the trigger. What is a response to the trigger? Not reacting. That is a response to it. And when you just sit and let it go, just let it flow through you. Don't ignore the emotions. Acknowledge those emotions. Acknowledge how you feel, but you don't have to react based on that. And when you do that, the universe is definitely going to reward you for that, for sure. All right, let me get one more card, which is, hold on. The last card is what you need to do to be able to reach this goal. All right. All right. What you need to do to reach the goal. 4 of Wands. Let's see what we got with the 4 of Wands in this deck. A place of hiding, rest, harmony, concord, prosperity, peace, and of their perfect performance. I get a lot of Hermit energy with this card. What is Hermit energy? It's taking time to yourself, being in isolation for a bit so you can gain the wisdom and knowledge of how to move forward. That is 4 of Wands energy in this deck. All right. It's okay to be around people and be social, but there has to be a balance. You can't always be around people, filling their cup, right? And not fill your own cup. Because if you pouring nothing but water, if you pouring something in someone else's cup and you don't have any left for yourself, they gonna live and you won't. You know what I'm saying? So there has to be a balance to it. So yeah, spend time by yourself. Meditate, go on the walks. Get out in the sun so it can regenerate. Your life force energy. That's another thing. That's what I do. That's one of the first things I do. In the morning. In the morning, I do 2 things. Well, there's a lot that I do in the morning. But my main 2 things, I take my spiritual bath in the morning because it helps my emotional mindset. And on top of that, I go for a walk or something along those lines outside, whether it be a bike ride, whether it be a walk, a run, or something along those lines. Because when you do, you're gaining energy from the sun rays and it's increasing the serotonin, which keeps you active. And so when I do that, I come back in the house, I take a nice, cold shower. And, I just put on, and then whatever I'm doing after that, that's just what I got going on. But I'm about to do a lot of, I'm just going to be busy. I'll leave it at that for now. I'm about to be real busy, but it's fun though, man. I'm excited because I'm busy doing things that I love to do. You feel me? But that is the ancient Egyptian tarot reading. I am gonna pull, like I said, a card or 2 from my Angels of Abundance Oracle deck. We got 18 minutes. This is a longer one. Okay. All right. The card out. Employment change. This is definitely someone's confirmation for sure. Your career path is leading you in a higher direction. Didn't I say you have to see things from the macro, the higher perspective? And Horus Heru came out in the reading, which literally he's a falcon. He sees things from the higher perspective. Heru is the son of Osiris. Osiris is the god and the leader of, spirituality and religion and things along those lines. Heru is his son. I'm just saying, he sees things from the highest perspective possible, yo. Your career path is leading you in a higher direction with positive changes to support your dreams, priorities, passions, and life purpose. Trust that these changes will help you release the old and welcome in the new. You are being supported each step of the way. You are supported. All I keep hearing is you are supported. Don't worry. You got this. All right. I literally heard that specifically pop up in my head. Okay. I'll get that later then. All right. I'm going to pull a card from my Runes deck. The Runes deck is a good one. It comes with some really good information. All right. tell me what's up. Tell me what's up. And do the ancestors. This is a big deck though. Like, all right. This is the card that came out. Othila. All right, let me look for him in this deck. Give me 1 second, y'all. Where's he at? Yo, how many did he get? Okay, here we go. Number 23, Othila, meaning nobility. Keyword, tradition. Associations, this rune is connected to wealth, but above all to what we inherit from our ancestors. Image, a noble sheik dressed luxuriously studies a golden urn covered with precious stones that most likely is a part of the treasure left to him by his ancestors. Runic inspiration, blood ties, however problematic or intolerable or are still important and implicate us for all our lives. It is essential to recognize their value and realize that we are the result of our past, and we must start from our roots to develop our heritage that is rich and plentiful. Suggestions for meditation. Do we respect our ancestors and their traditions? Which ties do we find difficult to abandon, and which, on the other hand, would it be wise to rediscover? The power of the rune. Othila anchors us to our identity, reinforces blood ties, and bestows well-being. All right. Now, last but not least, the Book of Answers. I'm just going to go to one. Enjoy the experience. Pretty good one. Definitely enjoy the experience. Because when we rush to the destination, it doesn't feel the same. You know what I'm saying? You're not as fulfilled. It's like when you watch a movie, and I think I talked about this at some point, 2222 on the timer as I say this. When it's like watching a movie, you don't want to skip and get to the good parts of the movie because there is build up that happens, and that build up, that tension you build up to the end of the movie and seeing all of the dope things happen, that's a huge part that makes it so worthwhile making it to the end of the movie. So you don't want to skip the movie into to the end. Go through the whole journey, because when you get to the end, you're going to appreciate it more, because it's what you build along the journey of getting to the end of the movie. All right. With that being said, man, this is your man David G. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, if you're not, I appreciate you as always. Let's take a deep breath to become present, because it's a gift. Welcome back to the present time. Drink your water. Health is wealth. Get outside. Control those thoughts and stay positive. You feel me? And everything is definitely going to work out for you. With that being said, you already know, man. Again, this is David G. Hit the like button, and we out. It's gang.